Hi, it's Julie, and welcome to A Cooking Revolution. I'm here with my friend Linda. It's Friday, and so we're here cooking from her CSA box.
Woot
And
woot.
got some really cool things today. So, you want to share with us what we're going to use?
Sure. I have a delicata squash.
I have one too.
Woo-hoo.
Last week we didn't have any of the same ingredients. This week I have one.
Turnip.
Yeah, those little cute white turnips. I don't have that.
I've got a leek.
Leeks, yeah, we're going to talk about leeks. They need a little special care.
Carrot.
Yeah, hold up your carrot. This is my carrots. I've already chopped up about 4 of them.
I'm behind on my chopping. I was waiting till we got on. I've got some turnip greens.
Okay, yeah, I have radish greens here
Woo
that
woo.
I'm going to use.
And some garlic, which I already smashed a little bit.
Yeah,
So
and did you say you have a bell pepper?
I have a bell pepper, which I started to
Yeah,
cut.
I'm using shishito peppers that I've also already chopped. I already chopped some red onion and garlic and shishito peppers. I have one.
Red onion, you didn't say. Oh, because I have leeks. That's
You
why.
have leeks. I don't have leeks. So, and I already had a
Got
red
it.
onion cut, so I went ahead and used red onion.
I love that.
And I forgot to mention anything about herbs. Uh,
Right.
so if do you still have any herbs? You have
I
some
do.
herbs.
I cut the herbs before the snow. So I've got thyme, oregano, and some chives,
Yeah.
and a little rosemary, which I kind of just want to save. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, we don't need to use that. You can use
hmm
thyme and or oregano in this.
Those were so good last week in what we made. I have to tell you, that was so yummy.
Yeah, yeah, you told me that you ate it several times
I
after.
did. It was
And I still don't have any fresh herbs, so I'm going to use again some dried oregano in mine. So um, I had hoped to go somewhere to get fresh herbs before this, but I didn't. I didn't get there. So oh yeah. So just a little bit similar to what we used last time.
a little bit is a lot for you, so I loved it. I'm going to do the same. I
Yeah,
thought it was so good. And I've got my oregano.
yeah. Maybe
I
just
cut
a
down the
few
whole
leaves of
pan.
that because we're not really making a whole lot. We're just stuffing.
Okay.
We both have
How
2
about this
delicata
one?
squash. Yeah. Oh, and I forgot I have one more vegetable that I'm going to
You do?
use. I
What?
have you ever seen
Oh,
this is a Romanesco zucchini.
what? I never heard
It's
of that before.
got like ridges on it.
That's so cool.
So yeah, so I'm going to use. I probably won't use the whole thing because I
Wow.
I don't know. I might. I'll see.
We'll
And
see.
we probably will have more stuffing than we're going to need.
Okay.
So, but
Put it
it's
in a little
great.
baking dish.
Great as a side dish. I'm also, Linda's not doing this, but I'm also putting rice. I've cooked some basmati rice, and you're going to put some cannellini beans in yours,
That's right.
I
Last
think.
week
And
I cooked,
I have some black-eyed peas I had in the freezer.
got some cannellinis.
Yeah, I'm going to put probably most of the black-eyed peas in mine. So, all right, I think we are ready to go.
I'm ready.
And I'm going to go ahead and do this, cut the squash first. I already did
Okay.
one. You just cut it in half lengthwise. And I'm going
Okay.
to tilt my camera down. The delicata is probably the easiest of the winter squashes to work with.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, I'm glad you're going to show
as
us.
hard as the others. So, and you don't have to cut the ends off, but I find it easier to work with if I have the ends cut off.
Really?
Only because I can stand it up. When the ends
Okay.
are cut off, it's not a flat
Okay.
surface. So
Got it.
then I
Makes
can
sense.
kind of stand it up
Oh.
and cut it like this. And you might have to rock back and forth with your knife to get it through, unless you have just a great knife to put it all
I
the
was
way.
just going to say, I need Santa to bring me a better knife for
Yeah.
Christmas. I need your
So
knife.
So here I've got it cut in half, and you see all the seeds on the inside.
Yep.
And then you just take a spoon and scrape. Great. This is Cooking with Julie. I just scraped seeds all over the floor.
It's Julie.
You just
We
take
know who we're cooking with.
You just take the spoon and scrape the seeds out. If you want to save the seeds and roast them,
Ooh, yeah.
you can do that, but you have to wash them and get rid of all of the little connective tissue from it. You just want the seeds.
They're really small too, so I don't think I'm doing that. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, and you know, if you compost them, then you're going to be growing some squash in your compost, which is okay.
I'm composting them.
It's up to you what you want to do.
It'll be more green matter.
I've got them all there. All right, now I'm going to do the other one. A lot of times what I do is I pre-cook the squash so that it's already cooked, and then when my filling is ready, I just put the filling in the cooked squash and then put it back in the oven for maybe another 10 minutes. It's just to get it all heated together. But we haven't pre-cooked the squash, so it's going to take probably about 45 minutes for this to cook. 30 to 45 minutes, depending on, you know, these squash are pretty small, so maybe it'll take 30. But the other way, I mean, it still takes a while for the squash to cook, but they're cooked, and then you just put the filling in. So that's just FYI for another time. So I'm going to dump the seeds here in the trash. I don't have compost, so I'm, you know, my bad for putting it in the trash. So anyway, so now the squash are ready. And what I like to do is just drizzle a little bit of olive oil inside the squash, just to give it a little extra flavor, and it'll soften the squash as it cooks. And I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt inside each of the shells too. If you want to put black pepper in there, you could do that as well. All right. So then we're just going to chop our vegetables. I've got most of my carrots already done. And these carrots are so cute. I always ask the kids when I work with kids what color is on the inside. And sometimes they know that it's going to be orange. But sometimes it's a surprise and they're yellow on the inside. So that's always fun. This one's orange, you can see. So I'm just going to cut those. Again, Linda, you want to cut your vegetables. You don't want them too big for two reasons. One is it takes longer for them to cook. And two, if they're big, then they're going to just kind of be like these big chunky things in your squash. So are you ready to work with your leek, or have you already done that?
Sure, I can go to my leek. I was just finishing basting my squash, so I am ready to go to my leek if you'd like that.
Yeah, so we can go ahead and do that. I don't have a leek, so that sounds kind of funny. So the way that I cut the leeks is I cut them lengthwise in half and then quarter them. I mean, you can use some of the green part of the leeks. When it's the really hard part, the hard green part, you don't want to use that. You can use that. You would use that in your stock, right, Linda?
Oh yeah, I just put it in the container for the stock.
Yeah.
This little nub, which actually is still quite a bit of good stuff there I could use. So I think I will cut off the end and use more of it. Yeah,
I usually use a lot of the green, but if it's the really hard part, you know, you can't. Okay, so you've cut it in half lengthwise.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I quarter it. So you've got like quarter pieces. And then I rinse it because leeks, they're grown in the ground, and so that's near the root end gets really sandy, and that sand sometimes kind of works its way up into the leafy part. So even though you've rinsed the bottom part, there could be sand up in the top part, and it's not really fun to be eating something that has leeks in it that still has sand on it.
No.
So the extra step, I think, is worth it, so that you don't take that chance of getting sandy. Yeah, that'll work. Just put it in that and rinse it, and then just let it drain for a little bit. We're going to be sautéing. Oh, did I tell you that? We're going to be sautéing these vegetables.
Oh, no, you didn't. Okay.
Yeah. See, I always leave something out, don't I, Linda?
Well, I catch up. So long as you don't go too fast, I catch up.
Yeah.
And we'll come back and cut up these leeks when they dry.
Well, you can cut them. You could cut them now if you want, but you rinse them as they are.
Yep.
Okay. That works too.
I missed it. I apologize.
No, that's okay. Maybe I didn't say it. I'm not sure. So.
What temperature do we want our oven heated to?
I'm gonna do 400.
Okay.
You can do it at 350. It'll take a little bit longer for it to cook at 350. Oh. So I prefer 400.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wait just a little bit before I turn my oven on. So, although
I already turned mine on.
We don't have 90-degree temperature today. It's
like that's true. I'm like, let's warm up my house. Yay.
So yeah, very pleasant. In fact, I just turned the fan on because I'm in the kitchen, and I knew with the lights and everything that it would get a little bit warm. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of ready. I'm going to go ahead and chop my zucchini. Whenever you're ready with, what else are you using? You're using turnips.
I'm using peppers, turnips, leek, and carrots. So I have a lot of work to do here yet. I didn't pre-prep. I just waited and got on the call with you.
yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and do the zucchini. I'm going to just tilt this down, and I'm going to just do half of it. So just cut it in half. Set this out of the way. Put it over here. And then I just cut it in half lengthwise. My favorite cuts, and then quarters, and then just little slices.
Hey, Julie, did you say we're using garlic? You did.
Yes. Yeah, you said you were going to use 3 or 4 cloves.
I did. This is going to be a very garlicky dish if I do that, but I think I'm going to.
It'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
It'll give a lot of flavor to the to your delicata squash. Another thing I like to do with delicata squash, not to confuse anyone, is once you have it like this, I don't want to turn it upside down now because it has oil in it. You cut it into slices, and then you can roast the slices, flat on a baking sheet, and it's really, really good. And season it, salt and pepper and whatever herbs that you want. Very, very nice side dish. So I'm going to put this in. I'm going to go ahead and start my skillet. I've got a little bit of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil in here. And turn this on. The nice thing about this, because we're going to be cooking the filling along with the squash, is that we don't really have to cook everything all the way through. So it's going to cook some more in the oven. But we want to get it started and kind of, soften a little bit and, get some nice flavor on it. I'm putting my onion and garlic and shishitos in here. And
never heard of that pepper before.
The shishito, it's a Japanese pepper.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, they grow it a lot out. I mean, at the farmers at the farmers market.
Nice.
If you haven't been to the farmers market, then you may not. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Trader Joe's also sells it. But I don't know if they sell it nationwide. It could just be, I keep trying to move that. It could just be a local thing. I really am not certain about that. So if you have a Trader Joe's, look for it. It comes, the thing about Trader Joe's is all their vegetables, most all of their vegetables come packaged in a plastic container.
Oh.
So it comes in a little plastic clamshell, I think, or maybe it's a plastic bag. I've never bought it at Trader Joe's, so I don't, but I've seen it there. Yeah, it's just a nice little, it's different. It's not, I don't think I said it already. It's not always, it's usually not spicy, but every now and then you do find one that is a little bit, you're like, oh, that had a little bit of heat in it. So,
I bet you're really glad to be able to go to the farmers and avoid all that plastic too. Go directly, right?
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, though, with with all the pandemic, and we can't. The farmers have to put, or they don't have to, but a lot of them pre-package them in a plastic bag, so it's easier for you to get. Because what I used to do was I would just select things myself and put it in my own bags,
Right.
cloth bags. But we can't do that anymore.
Every state is different. Like we can do that. We can just put it in our own bags, and
I can put it
don't
in
know.
bags. Some of the farmers will, like, they have it in a bin, and they'll pick out the ones for me and set it on the table, and then I put it in my bag. But some of the farmers have everything pre-sorted in plastic bags.
Right.
So it's easier. Then they don't have to be, putting everything into a bag.
Hi, Julie. I'm cutting my carrots because my carrots, peppers, leeks, and garlic and turnips will all go into that pot, into the skillet, right?
Yes, you're right.
All right. I'm a little bit behind you. My apologies.
Because I cut things ahead of time and you didn't. You came straight from something else and didn't have time. I'm also doing my zucchini and my carrots now.
Okay.
So there. Okay. Oh, I wonder if I can, let me see if I can share. I can't share that screen. I wanted to share this. I minimize. I'm going to try to share. How am I going to do that? I want to share my screen here. No, I can't do that. All right, never mind. It won't work. Okay, that was an idea. I was going to share my screen because I wanted to show my my background screen on my laptop because it's stuffing for squash. I think I had stuffed a kabocha squash. So.
Fun.
I don't know what
Where's my bowl?
Wonder what that was. Anyway. All right, I'm chopping my greens. So I know I'm ahead of you, Linda, but here, let me tilt the screen for. So have you eaten delicata squash before?
I have.
Yeah?
I have.
And you've cooked it before?
I baked it before.
You baked it? Did you stuff it, or it was just a baked squash?
I made it just plain up squash. About a tablespoon of oil here in the pan, Julie.
Yeah, about that much.
Yeah, I did bake it and then I ate it.
Yeah,
that's what I did. I baked it and I ate it.
yeah. Well, that sounds good too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really. I mean, it's called delicata because it's a delicate squash and it has a delicate flavor. It's not like the other squashes. It doesn't have that real squashy flavor. So yeah, so now you're going to stuff it, and then I've also told you about slicing it and roasting it that way. That's also I really like to do it that way. And it's relatively easy and quick, which I like that. I like quick. I'm not going to use that one. Throw these things away. And then you also said you had a pumpkin as well.
I do have a pumpkin.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put in my turnips and my carrots, my onions, my leeks, and my peppers, and my garlic, right?
Sounds good.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure. It's walking over to the pan. Yeah, I do have a pumpkin. Here's my pumpkin.
Oh, cute.
Isn't it adorable?
That is so cute. That looks almost like a red curry squash.
Well, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Maybe you can hold it up again. I'm going to look at it.
I thought it was a pumpkin.
And I've had my everything cooking for almost 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put some salt and a little bit of black pepper. You probably want to wait until yours has cooked a little bit before you season it. Here. And I'm going to put a little bit of dried oregano. Not a whole lot. I've just got a teeny bit because I don't have a whole lot. A little goes a long way on dried oregano. You don't want to overdo it.
So I have fresh oregano, and I have this is how much thyme and oregano I'm going to use.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. All right. And I'm on medium heat here, and I'm just going to soften it some. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, up to 5 minutes. You know, just a few minutes will work. And then, you know, when it reaches that point, then you're going to put the salt and the pepper and your herbs. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my chopped radish greens in.
Oh, yeah. Let me go chop mine up.
Just a rough chop. It doesn't have to be, you know, doesn't have to be beautiful, perfect strips or anything.
And you said you put your stems and all, huh?
Yeah, I do. And I usually just go ahead and cook them. Like I used about half of the radish greens that I have. And then I've got some beet greens as well. I'm probably going to saute that tonight before we eat because you know, you can't get too much greens. And I'll just have that as a separate, you know, in addition to the squash. Okay, I am going to put, this needs to be stirred. Still a little bit icy because it was in the freezer. Just got some liquid in here. I'm just going to go ahead and pour it all in. My black-eyed peas. There. You hear that sizzle. I turn that, put that down. See all the steam coming, the sizzling from the liquid of the black-eyed peas. So I was going to ask you something, Linda. What was I going to ask you? I was going to tell you how, well, you probably know how to cook, to just roast a whole pumpkin, right?
I do not.
You don't know how to do that?
No.
Well, when you roasted your when you baked your delicata squash, did you cut it in half and bake them that way?
I did, and it was dangerous.
Yeah. Well, with the pumpkin, and even you said you have kabocha squash too, right?
I have this pumpkin. This is a
Yeah.
pumpkin.
Well,
I think you're right. I think this is red.
that is a red curry because it's got like the bottom isn't flat. It has kind of a little pointy thing on it. And that's your kabocha? Yeah, I've got a couple of kabocha. They're over on the other. And I have a Long Island cheese pumpkin.
Oh yeah, those are weird.
Really?
Well, in name, Long Island
Well,
cheese.
I have
pumpkin Long Island cheese. You know?
This is my Long Island pumpkin, Long Island cheese pumpkin.
Oh, that's why it's called cheese, because it looks kind of like cheese.
Yeah, and then I have a kabocha. Oh, it's so heavy. And then I also have a spaghetti squash, but I'm sure you've seen a spaghetti squash before. Do you use, wow, spaghetti squash?
No, but I have a butternut.
Yeah, I think I have a butternut too. I have them all over the place in my.
Hey, Julie, I have a question.
Yes.
I want to know if it's time when I should put the herb, salt, and pepper in here, and when
go ahead
and do it now.
Yeah, you can do that now. And I need to turn my heat down because everything's. And I'm going to add a little bit of rice to this as well.
And when do I add my greens?
You can go ahead and add your greens.
Okay. I'll incorporate these herbs a little bit more first.
Some rice in it. I always find it's good to have some rice cooked in the refrigerator so that, you know, sometimes it's just, you need something extra. And if it's already cooked, then you're set. You're ready to go.
That's right.
Or maybe if I want to do a quick skillet dish, if I have to cook the rice too, then, you know, that takes extra time. But if I've already got some, I think I added a little too much, but that's okay.
Now, Julie, should I add my my beans in with it
Yes,
too?
you can add your beans. I would suggest maybe about a cup.
Okay. You might say a cup.
Yeah, I'm actually going to add a little bit of, because I put too much rice and it's really dry now. So I'm adding a little bit of water. If you have vegetable stock, you could do that. I have vegetable stock. I just don't feel like digging it out of my refrigerator.
I have some chicken stock. Would that be okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
I have to use it up.
Yeah. Well, I actually have some chicken stock as well, but it's for my cats. So
this is for my cats too, but they didn't like it because it didn't cook down enough. I just didn't add the bones as much as I should. So I have about probably a half a cup. Half a cup is.
Love it. Yeah. You can do that as long as it's still good.
Oh yeah, I just made it.
Okay, then that's good. Yeah, I've been pouring the chicken stock on top of their food if they're acting like they don't really want to eat that. So I put the chicken stock on it and then they eat it.
Well, that's good. That's sneaky.
So.
Ariel, do you want lettuce? My cat's here for lettuce. Baby. Do you want some
like lettuce? Yeah.
You want to see her?
Yeah.
Well, then you'd see how messy my floor is too, but let me just do this. Watch this.
You don't want to see my floor.
Okay. Here we go. Here she is. She's on camera. Here, sweetie pie.
You're so cute.
It's Ariel. She loves lettuce.
Yeah.
But you got to hold it for her so she can rip off the right size pieces, because otherwise she just spits it out because she can't swallow it.
Right.
This is Ariel.
Will she eat the whole thing, the whole leaf?
She'll keep going.
Yeah.
If I sit here with it, for sure. See,
Oh,
that
I
one was
love
too
it.
big. Down it went.
Well, one of my cats, whenever I come home from the farmer's market, he always checks out the greens that I bought. And sometimes he'll try to nibble on them, but it's usually like radishes or turnip, and that's a little bit too much, I guess. But I think it was celery. I don't remember what it was. And he started eating it, the leaves.
Yeah, she'll come up on the counter if she smells it. She's pretty persistent.
Yeah.
And today she just came in there, so she smelled the cooking.
Yeah.
So she's like, I want my greens. Give me my greens. But she's not persistent. She was starting to walk away, but then I'm like, oh wait, I think she's here for greens.
That is so cute.
Isn't she cute?
Yeah. And her name's Ariel.
Ariel.
Ariel, yeah.
Ariel. She knows good food when she sees it.
Hey there. You got pretty eyes.
Pretty girl.
Yeah. You have 3 cats.
Munchman.
You have
Yes, and 3 rescues.
3 rescues too. Yeah, I'm trying to remember is Midnight one of your cats' names?
Yeah, Midnight. Raphael.
Raphael and Ariel.
Yep. And then the three rescues are Smokey. He's black with a little kind of gray butt. And then we have Lightning. He's super fast. Named Lightning so people know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
And then there's Sophie.
Sophie.
And they're in my spare bedroom, and I make chicken thighs for them every day.
Yeah.
Well, not every day. Every day they really come because it smells. Okay, baby girl, you'll have to eat that on your own, sweet pie, 'cause I got cooking to do.
I can't sit here all day with you eating your greens.
Here's my mixture.
Oh, that looks really good.
There's a lot of juice in there.
You have plenty to go in your squash. So if you feel like it, I think it looks good. You can go ahead and put it in your squash.
Okay.
So, what time is it?
Here are my squashies.
I'm thinking that I might cook mine later. I don't know. Closer to time that I'm going to eat. So, yeah, you just kind of spoon your filling into your squash like that, and then put it back on or if you never moved them, I just don't want to pick up my skillet, so I'm moving this.
I'm not. I got mine right here.
Yeah.
Do you want it? I couldn't see how you filled it, but was it flush or filled up more, or how did you do it?
It can be a little bit, rounded on the top.
Okay.
Because it's going to cook down as the squash cooks.
That makes sense.
It's going to kind of sink in. So if you have it kind of rounded on top, then I think you'll have enough filling there.
Sounds good.
And here, I don't have too much extra.
I do.
Yeah. That's okay. It'll be, as I said, it'll be a really good side dish for something.
Should I bake it as well, or just let it be what it is and then add it to something later?
You could bake it if you wanted. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. You can just put it in the refrigerator and use it later in something else. You could even, Linda, you could even put it on another sheet pan and do like the sheet pan meal of that.
Right.
So
it's not too bad. It's not too much extra that I can.
I have enough for probably another squash. So I don't know if you can.
I have another squash, but I don't think I'm going to open another one because I already have 4.
See, I have enough for probably another squash. But
Oh,
it'll
wow.
be a nice side dish. And then here's my,
Should I put it in the oven, Julie?
sure. So here's mine already stuffed. If you want to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on top, you could do
All right,
that
here's
as
mine.
well.
I don't have as much
It
greens
sounds
as
like
you.
tea. But can you hold it back? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I don't have as much green as you do. Yours looks better.
Yeah, that looks good. This looks really
So
good.
drizzle a little olive oil on it.
Yeah.
And anything else?
And that'll be it. I think that'll do it.
Alrighty.
If you eat cheese, but I think you said that you're trying not to eat dairy. Is that right?
That's right.
But if you did eat cheese, you could put some cheese on top. Not now, but later. If you put it on now, it would probably just burn.
Weird. It would be weird.
So, but I don't put any cheese on mine.
All right, mine's in the oven.
All righty. So, I'm thinking that I'm going to bake mine later. I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator.
Okay.
And bake mine later because we need to go and pick up my husband's car from the mechanic. So I don't want to have to be waiting for this to come out of the oven to.
So Julie, how long will we cook it for?
I would say 30 minutes. And
Okay.
then check it. And what you're going to do is you'll use your knife
Yep.
to poke the skin, just like when you baked your squash.
Okay.
So you'll poke the skin, and if it's tender, then it's done. Or you can use a fork. You could use like a regular fork or like that, just to poke it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's basically it. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yay! Now I'm going to make the Romanesco thing that we made last week. I have to go find your recipe again, unless you just want to tell me again. I had cauliflower, Romanesco, onion, and I don't remember what else, but I actually tossed it with a little olive oil. Oh, we had beets. We had beets and oregano and thyme, and we tossed that through with some olive oil, just enough to coat, and a little salt and pepper, and we threw it in the sheet cake, and we baked it for about 30 minutes, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I can't wait to make it again. It was so good.
Yeah. So it was like 10 to 15 minutes, and then you kind of tossed it and turned the pans, and then another 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that here too while that's going. I'm just going to go ahead and
then
cut up some.
For like the last 5 minutes or so, that's when you can put any greens that you have, and if you want to put the beans in there,
right,
you can do that.
Okay.
Well, actually, you can put the beans in earlier. It's up to you.
They're gonna be these cannellini beans that are like ready to go. I didn't get them in my other dish, so
yeah.
Because
last week we used black beans, and I had never made it with black beans, and I think that because the black beans are so small, they got too dry.
They got dry.
Okay.
It's okay though.
But yeah, the cannellini, just toss them in at the end, just to get the flavors of everything.
What do you think about adding some carrots in as well this time?
That would be great.
I'll add them with the beets, maybe, instead of with. Okay, well, I'm really excited. I can't tell you how excited I am.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
So you told me that you had like 12 beets. Do you still have 12 beets?
I don't know. I have to go inventory. I might have a lot.
I came across a lot of beet recipes that maybe you want. Maybe you want them. So.
Wow. Thanks, Julie. This has been so much fun. I really appreciate you, and I can't wait. I'll share a picture on your wall and let people see what our stuff looks like. And
yeah, and you're gonna send me when you get yours out. You're gonna send them to me. If you have any questions,
you bet.
Just send me a text.
Thank you, Julie.
I mean, standing here for 30 minutes, I don't know. That's probably
it's not good. Go get your car, and
yeah,
when you get back, you can do that and relax a little bit.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
Anyway,
Have a
yeah.
magnificent evening, and I will send you pictures.
All right. Sounds great.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Have fun.
Yeah. And join us on a cooking revolution. And until next time, bye-bye.